Hi, this is Mercedes Warwick, and welcome to the Spirituality of Cancer. Consciously creating choices. Consciously creating choices. One more time. Consciously creating, which means that you have choice. Creating, meaning that you are coming into a realized existence of that which you want to have happen. And the reason why I am saying it this way is because there are so many choices on a cancer journey, and everybody around you, including the medical people, will be trying to create a sense of urgency. And there was one point that I was literally standing in my living room trying to decide if I was going to have brain surgery. They had found a shadow or something on my brain, and I had been called into the office, the doctor's office. And I've got terrific people. First of all, I believe in integrated care, so everybody is necessary. Okay, the medical people saved my life. Okay, so the people have been wonderful. The system kind of sucks at times, but the people have been wonderful. So I believe in nutrition, and there's experts in nutrition. I believe in I'm taking pharmaceuticals. So I believe in the pharmaceuticals that I chose to take in the moment. So that's what I'm trying to say here. Consciously creating your choices and eliminating all sense of regret and guilt and disempowerment from the choices that you are making. This may be sounding a little harsh, but if you've chosen to take chemotherapy for whatever your personal choices or reasons are, then don't feel bad or guilty about it. And well, I'm not saying go dance in the park or anything, because it's a tough thing. Chemotherapy is tough. Okay? But don't be in regret and sadness as you're doing it. Find the culture of I can in every conscious choice that you are making. And if you're feeling like the choice isn't consciousness or being made consciously, then reflect, take a moment, and pause. Now, that may look very differently in a lot of different circumstances, because as I was telling you about that moment where they found the shadow in my brain, and it's like, get to the hospital right now, I still took a moment to pause. Good ending to that story. Didn't have to have brain surgery. That was a whole other miracle in and of itself. But I took a moment. I remember my friend who was taking me to the hospital saying, Mercedes, we have to get going. The doctor is waiting. And I was like, they can wait. He's on call. He'll be there all night. I'm going to sit here and until I can be in alignment with the choice to go to the hospital, and then the choices that may have to be made while I'm in the hospital. I have to come into spiritual alignment. Now, for me, that means I'm coming into, I can feel it. It's like a wave of peace that comes through me. And there's things that I do, breath and prayer and meditation and standing on my feet when I can, feeling the earth underneath so I can feel solidness and connectiveness. But the point here for this moment is consciously creating your choices. How are you doing that? Who do you consult with? The word is, I want to say be in joy, but quite frankly, these are some very gut-wrenching moments, So be in joy sounds woo-woo. It sounds woo-woo even to me. But I will say this. I chose to take those 2 pills because those 2 pills were going to get me out of the medical crisis. In that moment, there was no amount of food, well, there was no amount of physical activity that I could do that I knew of that was going to get me out of that health crisis. And when I consulted my inner consciousness, because this is a lifestyle. I walked through cancer as I've walked through my life. I got quiet. And when I consulted my inner self said, take the meds. When you go into prayer, when you go into your inner consciousness, you can create and formulate in synchronicity with that inner source, that inner gut, that inner God, that inner peace, to create the choice. And where you have been empowered, empowered, there is no regret, there is no fear, and there is no guilt. That was a mindset of mine, to be in inner peace with every choice that came along and that it comes along as I continue. Okay? Consciously creating choice. Actually, we could actually say consciously creating a choice culture. Consciously creating an I can culture. I love you. Namaste.